Almighty God, grant us the courage of Jesus Christ, your Son, to face the coronavirus pandemic with trust, strength, compassion, and resiliency. Give us the grace of the Holy Spirit to free us from fear and anxiety so we may do actions of help and support and look forward to our healing with hope. We pray for the health workers, food liners, maintenance cleaners, logistics abler, government leaders, and volunteers who continuously come together to deliver our daily needs to survive. Guide us from this time of crisis. Preserve us in peace. Protect the weak and vulnerable and those who serve the society during this pandemic. This we ask and pray in Jesus' name, our Savior. Amen. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide, the future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Ito ang radio ko, V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo, V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh, V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo, V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. Samahan na natin si Rachel Bonus at Ral Santos dito sa KPI, Kaunlaran at Pagbabago para sa inyo. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
Hi, good Good afternoon, everyone. We have a very exciting lineup. Well, it's exciting, not naman very exciting. Well, very because it is going to be Mother's Day, and our three guests are all females, and naturally they're very caring. They have this naturally caring attitude about them. And also, we'd like to greet everybody who are in other time zones. Good morning, because it's good afternoon here. And we'd like to say that if you, wherever you are, you can catch us at Facebook Live through V81 Radio app page or KPI page on Facebook. You can also log in and subscribe to the V81 YouTube channel. And where else, Rao? Where else are we available? We'll be available soon on Spotify and also the app, which is free forever on iOS and Android. So right now, what we'll be introducing our my partner Raul Santos, the very good looking Raul Santos, will be introducing our guest. So he'll give you a rundown of who the guests will be when he comes in. But we are very happy to share with you that
Yes,
there he
hello.
is. Okay, hi there.
Yeah, hi, good day, everyone.
Okay.
Depending on what time zone you're in, hello to Filipinos all over the globe. Hope you're all doing well, having a decent Saturday or Friday, depending on where you're watching or listening from. So as Rachel mentioned, I'll be introducing our guests for today. Very admirable women, all very caring. The first one, actually, is the chairperson of Barangay Roas District in Quezon City. This lady is very has a really big heart from what I see. But actually, I won't ruin that. I'll let her tell her story. But she's Dr. Maria Carmela Gotladera. Um, and we also have another really an admirable guest who's a frontline feeder and co-founder and volunteer.
Or
Um,
volunteer.
Core volunteer, that's right. I also don't want to spoil her story. I'll give some bits and pieces later on, but not yet. Too early for that. But that second guest is May Young. And the third guest is a founder of the Basilia Women's Foundation and owner of Pulcaberry Cafe, and that's Jeanette Marco. Let's hear all of their stories later on.
Okay, so since we are on YouTube and other platforms. On we have the V81 Radio app on
Mhm.
iOS and Android. So we'd like to greet our people who have joined us, like Luz De Vera. Hi! O sabi niya,
Hello,
bakit
Luz.
loading pa sa akin? Ganyan talaga. Kasi if you know the YouTube, especially when you go live, parang meron siyang booting ba yung tawag doon, no? The
Oh, that's
buffering, the
where
buffering.
go buffer.
Yeah, yes. And of course, Raleigh is watching us. So thank you. Kahit na iba yung time zone niya. And Ana Yang, thanks for all the work on our social media also. So thank you,
Yeah,
everybody.
thank
And
you.
soon, one of the shows of V81 is already on Spotify. And that is very exciting because we're on all platforms. So that's perfect for our sponsors because more
Right.
mileage for them. And
Yeah.
digital is really the way to go, especially with what happened lately last week when one of the
Which one?
broadcast media sadly
Oh, yes.
is not
Oh my
there.
God, that's right.
Yes. And magandang hapon po, Arvin Gotladera, Mr. Arvin Gotladera. I have a feeling baka siya ang mister ng ating
Very
ECQ hero
possibly.
sa
That's right.
barangay. Yes. Oo,
Supporting.
ang galing-galing. Mamaya magpapakita tayo ng, yeah, because things it's so hard to happen if you don't have a very supportive partner.
That's right.
That's for sure.
Agree.
And
Buti
the
nakaswerte ako.
way, oo nga, wow, yay, Mia! Ang great mo naman. Oh, ano ka, 10 brownie points for Mother's Day.
Brownie
Kung wala
boy.
kang kung wala kang regalo kasi easy cute, hindi ka naka-order. So, anyway, yes, because like for example, si Doktora Tata or Carmela Gotladera is a doctor. So, nung una ko
Yes.
siyang tinawagan, kakatapos lang niya mag-check, hindi napadaan siya, di ba? Rumuronda siya sa iba't ibang kalye ng Barangay
Right.
Rojas, which is Quezon City, District 4. Naging guest natin dati si Consi Hero Bautista. Yun ang kanilang
Yes.
konsehal.
That's right.
So, imagine mo, lagi siyang wala sa bahay and then na-endanger niya because of the exposure. She is a frontline hero herself. And then, minsan pa, di syempre meron silang Hippocratic oath that they have to attend to patients. Tapos biglang merong sipon, isang bata. So
Right.
she doubles up as a doctor while checking on her constituents' welfare. Doktora pa siya. Ang galing, di ba? At higit dyan ay kamakailan lang, last week, I forget which day, merong nanganak. Siya pa nagpaanak. So medyo TikTok. Mamaya mapapanood natin yung
Grabe.
video kasi medyo TikTok moment yun eh. Humingi siya ng warm water. Sabi niya, mainit-init ba itong tubig? Kasi ipupunas mo sa baby as in live ha. Of course,
Right.
minus the gory part ha. Tapos, sinuwakan niya yung baby. Siya lilinisan na. Humingi siya ng tubig. Sabi niya, mainit-init ba to? Sabi nung nagbigay siya. May panic moment, diba? May nanganganak. Sabi nung nagbigay, ay, hindi ho. Warm siya. Warm water. Sabi na, baka naman mapaso mo yung baby.
Oo, diba?
Parang feeling ko TikTok. But anyway, also, I'm very proud to say how we are focusing, not only because they're ECQ heroes right now, but the barangays kasi, this is really the core level of how we can solve the pandemic. Sila yung magiging source ng paano natin malalaman about contact tracing na hindi kumakalat yung virus. Kasi kung kunyari may isang tao na suspect na siya or under monitoring, the way to stop that is through contact tracing. Sino ba yung nakahalubilo niya? Just like, I don't know if since you're, yes. Since you're in the industry of, in that particular tech industry, as your day job, as your career, I don't know if you've read Big Data at Work.
Yeah.
It's a book all about when it exploded. And you know, if you remember, one of the anecdotes there is how they contained the swine flu. The bird flu. Because during the time, people in a particular area kept searching for symptoms. So, naisip nila, bakit nandun? Baka nandun yung, kailangan siyang makontrol. But since it happened in China, if you've been to China, bawal doon ng Facebook. Walang Google.
Wala silang Google, wala silang, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so no one can closely monitor on what's happening because everything is operating in silos. And the good thing about our barangay chair here is she got house-to-house database of the people inside a particular address.
Like door to
Kasi it
door?
doesn't mean that door-to-door sila. Talaga nag-consensus sila on their own. Kasi ang original purpose niya was for the relief goods. Kasi di ba ang daming complaints na ako nasa grocery ako one time, tapos ang complaint was, paano namin mapagkakasya yung isang bag of sardinas, bigas, when 12 kami dun sa bahay.
Yeah.
But she address that. So,
pero
even
yun
the
kasi
doctors,
maganda if you have all the data, but as long as you have data, there's so many things you can do with the data, di ba? Like that with the Dr. Gutadera, she thought she was just gonna get the data for yung mga amelioration ng food yung pala, magagamit niya rin pala
Yes.
yung data for a lot of other useful and helpful things for the barangay, for the community.
Okay, that's very true. So we'll find out more about it because at this point, when everyone's in ECQ, tapos we hear that of course DOH is on top of everything, but of course it cannot be helped that there's lag behind on the data published. It may not be right at that moment. So
Mhm.
sabi nga it could be from last week's eh. So it's already multiplying at a
Okay.
particular fast rate. So ang
Exponential.
maganda niyan, exponential, ang maganda niyan, it's really the barangay level ang makaka-contain. And we
Oh,
have been featuring the barangays, the LGUs, because we believe that even the DTI says has programs for the barangays to
right.
uplift their livelihood. There's the seedling
Yeah.
program, there's the Bambi before. So, kasi yung MSMEs, nandyan yun sa mga barangay eh. So
Yes.
we'll find out more about Dr. Tata, as she is called,
Right. Not just a
na
superhero, but a superhero from what I hear.
yeah. So, pagbalik natin, just a short break and we'll be on with Dr. Tata, the doctor chairperson of Barangay Rojas.
Yes, indeed. Okay, don't go
Okay?
anywhere.
Yes.
Magbabalik ang KPI, Kaunlaran at Pagbabago para sa inyo sa V81 Radio Worldwide. Technology allows us to explore a variety of opportunities. So why not grab one for you? Kickstart your online business with Big Benta. Create an account, visit our store builder, then make your online shop. Be visible, gain customers, and run your business hassle-free. Plus, enjoy the support of our local merchandising team to maximize our platform. Make technology work for you with Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local para enjoy ang pakikinig sa V81 Radio kahit saan. We are now on your Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio at i-enjoy ang inyong mga paboritong Pinoy music 24/7. Sabihin lang, Alexa, play V81 Radio. Kabayan, nahuhomesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, the future of radio. This is your all-hits, all-Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan.
Balikan na natin ang KPI, Kaunlaran at Pagbabago para sa inyo sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
thank you for joining us, and I'm glad to see na yung isang ating kasama ay nakuha na niya yung signal kasi kanina sabi niya wala daw siya, hindi niya makuha. But anyway, so I wish we because of all the platforms that we are on, including Amazon Echo right now, ay meron ako mga different screens na makikita ko from YouTube to Amazon, and also Facebook Live and the iOS and Android app. And that would be wonderful. Parang movie screen na iba-iba. But anyway, we said that we are back with our doktora. Let me just call her kasi right now she was very gracious na hindi pa na mag-guest pa rin siya kahit na nandun yung DSWD sa kanilang barangay kasi biglang mamimigay ng amelioration, yung social amelioration program. So if we can ask Doktora, wait, let me get my phone and tell her that she is on. Kasi sabi, if you could please prompt us, dahil nga ay busy-busy, ang daming tao, syempre nagkiklaim ng kanyang, Hi, Doktora! Kala ko baka may bigla kang pinanganak ulit. Hello. At
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Doktora, ikwento natin sandali lang kung kailan ka ba naging doktora kasi napakabata mo, tapos ngayon naka 3-term ka na pala na kagawad, correct ba yun? Or barangay kagawad? Yes. So kailan ka naging doktora?
I passed po the board exams for medicine at year 2001 po. Year 2001. And then I ran for Barangay Kagawad po ng 2002 and I ended po yung 3 terms po 2013.
2013. Okay. We have new say hi to your constituents para naman kasi talagang ang dami ng good comments sa konseho ng Barangay Rojas. So thank you everybody who's joining us to listen to Doktora. So tuloy-tuloy yung nalaglag yung phone ko. So tuloy-tuloy yung iyong pagsilbi as kagawad. So at the same time nakakapag check up ka pa rin ng inyong constituents.
Yung po kagawad ako, yes po, diretso po yun. I ended po yung term po ng 2013, then I nag-run po ako ulit for Barangay Kagawad 2018. Then I succeeded po.
As you succeeded, si
Attorney Casimiro po.
Attorney Casimiro na ngayon ay, kasi tinanong niya ng aking, di ba, sabi ko naman, na dyan ako halos lumaki na because my lolo is one of the first settlers in that community, and kahit na nung lumipat at nagpagawa sila ng bahay sa Antipolo, syempre dahil nasa Quezon City to, malapit sa mga kolehiyo, so yan yung naging parang meeting point namin, magpipinsan, magtita. So my titas are still there, my brother is there, isa siya sa inyong constituents. So tinatanong ng daddy ko na ano nangyari dun kay attorney, kay chair Casimiro. Tapos sinagot ko siya nung sa post mismo. Sabi niya, bata-bata pa niyan. So, nako, kahit batang-bata ay bigla pang nagpaanak habang rumuronda. Paano ba nangyari yun? We will show. Can we just show your slides sa ating tech? Pakita lang natin yung slides at yung isang video clip. If we could show si Robbie and RJ. So pinatawag ko lang, humingi tayo ng tulong. The slides. Ayan yung nagpaanak si Doktora. Paano ba nangyari? Tapos ang gusto ko rin sa ginagawa you use your page as a bulletin board for the frequently asked questions. So that's very good. Very good lang ay Medyo hindi na, ba't kaya nag-echo daw, no?
Opo.
Dapat mag-mute yung tech daw. Naka-mute. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. So, ang maganda is yung FAQ nila, ginagamit nila yung social media to have an information blast. So,
Yes. Rachel, I can't hear you. May interview. Sige po. Miss Rachel? Miss Rachel? Can't hear. Hello?
All right.
Yan.
Okay.
Si
So
Sir
wait.
Rai?
Yes. Hello,
Ayan.
Doktora.
Hello po. Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon. Oh, wait, naka-play na ba yung video to, no?
Picture po yan.
Picture. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so ito. Ano nangyayari dito, Doktor? Oh, nawala. Ako na lang actually. Meron ako ditong copy ng slides. I-share ko Wait lang.
Sige po.
Okay. Wait. Share screen. Share. Share. Okay. Nakikita mo yung screen ko, Doktora?
Yes po, yes po. That was a video clip taken during po yung when we responded po dun sa call na there was somebody daw po na nanganak sa bahay nila.
Right.
So, I went there together with po yung isang kagawad natin, the one you see po dyan. She's a nurse po, registered nurse po. Si Kagawad Dayan po. So, may tandem po tayo, nurse and doctor.
Oh.
okay. Medyo hi again.
Hello.
Alam mo naman ang connection. Medyo, sabi ko nga, medyo TikTok moment yon kasi sabi ni Doktora, siya naging Doktora, siya yung leader doon. Sabi niya, pahingi ng parang beanpon na mainit-init ha. Kasi
Warm. Yes, warm.
sabi nung nagbigay, syempre panic siya, di ba? Kuha siya, ganyan, sabi niya. Tapos sabi mo, mainit-init ba to? Sabi niya, hindi, warm siya. Sabi ni Doktora, okay. Tapos pinunasan na niya yung ang galing. And if you watch the video, if you go particularly to Konseho ng Barangay Rojas, mapapanood niyo yung video. Ang galing ni Doktora, napakakalmado niya through the whole event. Yung hindi,
Sanay na
sanay. Ilan na yung na-deliver niyo, Doktora, ng mga sanggol?
Sa hospitals po marami during the training, but dito po sa community, 3 times na po ako nag-deliver.
Through the 9 years? Okay. So, Doktora, ilan ba yung ating constituents?
Okay. Based po dun sa total population, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Based dun po sa ating 2018 na survey po from the National Statistics Office po, meron po tayong 22,220. But during po nung aming survey, mukha pong hindi na gano'n kasi ang dami po talagang lumabas na mga inhabitants na po dito sa ating barangay.
Okay.
Ilan ulit, Doktora? Sorry.
22,220.
22,220? Ang
Laki,
dami.
Laki rin ng population nyo dyan,
Oo, 22 po, apa.
Tapos, when
COVID cases.
COVID cases now, opo. COVID cases now we have, as the other time that I spoke with Miss Rachel, we had 15. But after that day, I was visited by po yung sa CESU ng Quezon City, and I was informed na we have 19 already po.
19?
Pero kahit na ba? 19 out of 22,000, that's not bad.
Yes, that's not bad at all. So, ngayon, yung 22 na yan, kayo na mismo yung kumuha ng house to house niyan.
Actually po ma'am, this was based dun sa survey po ng ating statistics office. Pero po,
Okay.
kami kasi, we had our register of barangay inhabitants. We just distributed it po and we were able to collect it dito lang po during the COVID time. Kaya po right now, we still have not encoded everything sa aming database.
Right.
Okay. So, hi, we want to greet our new viewers, si Flurry and si Ria, my
Mga
friends.
mga fan siguro to ni Doktora.
Doktora, so napag-usapan na natin yung iyong 19 COVID cases. Paano nyo nalaman na 19? Saan nyo nakuha yung, sorry
Yung
kasi
data.
naputol kanina.
Data.
Yes.
Okay. Initially po, we were instructed that we will be informed by the Quezon City Health Department for the number of cases. Tapos po, to be monitored by the barangay emergency response team. However
Right.
po, when I got po yung first case namin, it was the patient who called me at 2 a.m. in the morning asking me na
Wow.
to pick him up nga kasi po nag-positive. So, medyo that time, since hindi ko pa, parang first time namin na maka-encounter nun, medyo na ano kami kasi hindi, I had to contact po yung ating health center physician kasi siya po yung connection natin sa Quezon City Health Department. And I
Tama.
asked pa paano ba to? Opo. So,
Mm.
noong time naman na po na yon, since nag-positive siya, ang ano ko lang po kasi, parang he was being advised kung mag-home quarantine siya or we go to a facility. So, noong time po na, I
Okay.
coordinated na lang po with the Quezon City Health Department and we were able to get him into a facility po under the Quezon City government po.
Galing.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
So,
Paano ba
yung
yan
mga
kapag tumawag? Ay, sir, go ahead. Sorry, Doktora.
no, go ahead.
Sige, I'll discuss lang po. Yung subsequent po na mga cases kasi namin, meron na po dyan na yung from the hospital, they inform po yung Quezon City Health Department, and the CESU po, yung epidemiological unit po ng Quezon City Health will go down and visit po yung patients and help us po with our contact tracing. So, yun
Mas
po
may
yung
katulong din kayo doon.
from the health center po sa kayo sa Quezon City Health Department po.
Right.
So, paano yon yung sa contact tracing, how are you addressing that right now? Given na yung 19, nasan mo yung 19 na positive cases? Nasan sila?
More than half of those patients po are in the facility po kasi po mga frontliners din po sila. So when we are informed na nag-positive po sila, wala po talaga sila sa community, nasa facility na po talaga sila. And
Okay,
what
good.
we do na lang po, we just follow up po, we just monitor po yung mga relatives, yung mga naging close encounter po nila before they were able to be confined. So yun po, yung iba po nasa house, and yung iba naman po, I arrange po for yung swab test po ng mga contacts nila. And if the physician po, kasi we send them po sa QCX, pagka na-determine po na kailangan po ng isolation, pinapasok po namin dun sa ating facility.
Right.
Okay,
From
saan yung
quarantine
quarantine facility nyo?
Sa Quezon City po, we have po yung Hope 1 and Hope 2 po. Yun po yung ating quarantine facility for QC. Pero dito po sa barangay, we have assigned po yung isang particular building natin na magiging temporary, parang holding area lang po ng ating patients.
area.
Like yung pong, we had po patients po kasi na supposedly for confinement, but then since full po yung facility at saka yung isang hospital, he has to be brought home dito sa barangay. So hindi naman po natin pwede ibalik sa house nila. So
Tama.
doon lang po muna sila. Pero for how many hours lang naman po, kasi pag na-confirm po sa akin na for admission na sinusundo na, or sinahatid po or sinusundo na po ng ambulance.
Very
Okay,
systematic
good.
and very
Oo nga eh.
good.
Organized.
Yeah, kasi for 22,000 people, 19 lang ang kanilang cases. And I'd like to say hi for those, kilala niyo ba si Luz de Vera? Kasi sabi niya talagang magaling na barangay chairman. Saludo kami.
Yeah.
Yan oh.
Yeah, she's my tita actually.
Hi, tita! So, you're not alone because my cousin, Java, is always there. Also, helping out the barangay. Napaka-committed.
He's very supportive po. Yeah.
Yes, he is. And
Volunteer lang.
I'm proud nga how he's turned out kasi hindi yan laging ganyan. Pero ngayon, napaka-masipag na niya. Yeah, hi, JB. And also to Yen and Glenna Banyares. Those are the titas I told you na nandyan. And also Gracie. That's one of our hosts in South Manila naman. She has this wonderful show on Sunday. So people, please watch and join in her conversations with different interesting people, and particularly the arts, which I'm interested in. Going back to Doktora, kasi meron mo kaming, sabi ko naman sa inyo, marami akong kaibigan dyan. Si you is a PWD siya, hindi raw ba pwede? Kasi syempre PWD nga, hindi siya makapunta dyan for the social amelioration. Paano yun? Paano niya makukuha?
Yung mga staff namin, may echo.
Nag-echo ulit.
Ako ba? Ako ba yung nag-echo?
Nawala na ata.
Wala na. Okay.
Yung po mga staff namin would go to their houses para po ipa-fill up yung form kasi kung qualified po sila. Then yung pong pag-claim nila, it's through yung authorization lang po. They authorize somebody po na to claim on their behalf. Tapos ino-honor naman po ng DSWD and ng City Treasurer's Office po.
Okay, wala bang kasi dati naman, nung sa San Juan, was that San Juan nung nag-guesting tayo? O no, sa Kamuning, which is your same district. Kasama ni Con si Hero, meron doon na senior citizen, she lives alone. So talagang sila barangay, kilala niyo rin yung barangay chair doon, si Army?
Cap Army, yes po, si Cap Army.
Oo, so nagpapadeliver sila, para silang may concierge service or yung may tricycle doon ba?
Sariling Grab.
Oo, so tricycle. Pero walang Grab dyan eh. Dati kasi sinasakyan ko yung Recto or Pandakan, Pantrangko Jeep. Kasi,
Pantrangko,
Oo. So maglalakad ako.
That's where I grew up.
Really? Also, yes. Kasi Heroes.
Heroes Hills.
Heroes Hill. So ganun, dapat puntahan. Paano ho? Kasi ang nangyayari, sasabihin ko na ha, kasi nga sa dami kong kilala dyan. Pag detect sila, syempre hindi naman I experience it myself. I'll coordinate text and then I get it the next day. Tapos katulad ng niya, siguro 1 week bago tayo nakapag-usap, di ba, doktora? Kasi magtatawag ako, tapos sabihin niya, sorry ha, nandito ako sa meeting.
Ang daming ginagawa, syempre.
Ang daming ginagawa. So ano kaya yung solution doon para ma-address yung mga ganyan concerns na hindi makakuha ng amelioration?
Or meron na bang nag-express ng ganyan sa inyo, Dr. Tata?
Yeah, actually po, yung sa amelioration, medyo may problem po tayo dito sa may parang misunderstanding po kasi. Kasi actually, yung pong ina-announce natin na lahat makakakuha, tapos may pinipili yung barangay. Actually, it's not the barangay po na namimili. Talaga pong meron po kasing qualification. We were only given 2,065 forms. So that's for 2,065 families. And in reality po, we almost have para 6,000 families po na naka-register sa barangay. So we really have to be careful and choose po kung sino talaga po yung qualified. So that's the road po yung DSWD kasi they are the ones po na nagsasala to check if they are really qualified to get the amelioration.
Right. Pero maganda malaman ng mga listeners and viewers natin ngayon yan. Para for those who don't know, ganun ang sitwasyon, ano?
Okay, kasi actually po, when we had our meeting po with DILG with 1,000 punong barangays po, I raised po yung question doon. I raised po yung suggestion that siguro po it's better if yung DSWD would post po yung mga qualifications na specific kasi what they posted po was just nakalagay senior citizens, buntis, pregnant and lactating. So hindi naman po nila ni-specify doon na dapat po yung makaka-claim na pregnant or lactating mother are the ones na nawalan po ng trabaho. Kaya po, medyo malaki po yung difference kasi noon. People come to us.
Lahat ng lactating mothers, pwede, lactating mothers, pwede ako dyan, di ba?
Yun po. So yun po nagkakaroon ng problem kasi they would come to us. Dapat akong priority kasi buntis ako. So, teka lang po, Mami, kasi meron pa po tayong qualification dyan sa part na yan. na hindi lang basta
Right.
pregnant.
Oh,
So yun po.
tapos
Medyo hindi.
oo,
Sorry.
tapos FAQ and keep doing that yung sa FAQs, answer this general concerns on if I could just request on the FB and encourage everyone to be on your FB para kasi meron din nagsabi sa akin, ay late post na. Hindi ko alam. Kasi ako yung nagsabi sa kanya na, uy, may social amelioration nasa, ano
Right.
yata, nasa
Opo.
school. Nasa school district. And then, she
Oh.
goes, ay, late post na, hindi ko alam. Pilay nga siya. Tapos parang feeling ko, we have to encourage people to get the info, to be vigilant in monitoring on their own
Yes po.
also.
Oo,
Oh,
dapat.
ay isa pang question ng ibang senior
Apo.
citizen naman in that area. Bakit may totoo bang may apat na factions ang or silos or grouping ang senior citizens there because he cannot find his name. Parang he's registered in Rojas District but he cannot
Apo.
find his name. Paano 'yun? Anong solution doon?
Okay, ma'am. Actually po, before I finished my term ng 2013, we have one kagawad po, si Kagawad Tasgalapon, whom arranged na po na ma-unite po yung iba-ibang groups ng senior citizens. However po, ngayon pagbalik ko, meron na naman po tayo mga bagong groups kasi po yung head nila po nagkasakit. So, ngayon po, supposedly po for this year po yung bala kong gawin kasi even po sa mga solo parents, we have different groups po. So, ang ano ko po talaga is magkaroon lang ng isang group po na pag sinabing solo parents of Barangay Rojas, senior citizens of Barangay Rojas, we have one record lang po.
Yan lang
Kasi
yun. Oh.
yun po. So, parang kumbaga, if we have one benefit for it will benefit all members po ng group. So, yun po yung isa sa gusto ko ituloy after po siguro nito, aayusin ko po talaga yon.
Gandang plan
Yeah,
yan, Dora.
Yes, it's a very progressive thinking of
Yes.
actually recognizing the different groups because not only is this useful, yung monitoring per individual in time of pandemic, but later on, even in the management itself of the barangay because di ba, we truly believe, that's why we got into this particular advocacy. Parang people keep saying, hindi namin nararamdaman yung nasa dyaryo that we're improving on the national level.
Right.
But also because dapat yung support sa barangay and if we could do it one barangay at a time and do it in a synchronized, not naman truly synchronized, hindi naman tayo Olympic event, but if we can do it all together, then
Right.
we can experience that kind. Kung makontinue po, Doktora, yung ganyang mga proyekto ninyo.
Oo,
So,
mga tuloy-tuloy na follow through.
Ngayon, nag-announce kasi may mga pabalik na OFWs. Meron ba kayong ganyang
May umuwi na ba?
experience? Or, yes.
Yes po. Nito pong COVID period, during our quarantine period, may mga nagbumalik po na overseas workers and we just have to monitor them po. Kasi even if they give us po yung certification from outside na cleared po sila, once they enter the barangay, we log in their names po, tapos minomonitor po namin sila for 14 days because before they are allowed to go out, nagbibigay po kami ng certification that they finish po yung 14-day quarantine nila.
Okay.
Ayan, more and more people are joining us from Rojas District. We have Erna Zapanta. Let's say hi.
Hello
Kap,
po.
taga Rojas
Thank
yan.
you, Doktora.
Oo, mga
Oo.
fans.
Showing support. Mga fans.
And also sabi ni Arvin Gotladera ay Happy Mother's Day daw at sa lahat ng taga Rojas.
Yes. Grabe,
He's
nakita
my
niyo yung ngiti ni
husband.
Doktora. Yun nga. Kaya nakita niyo yung ngiti ni Doktora.
Kilig nyo.
Yun ang masaya
He's my
makita. May
husband.
kilig pa rin.
Okay. So, meron kayong ganyang data din na mabalik tayo sa OFW at natuwa lang ako na merong nagbabate ng Happy Mother's Day kay Doktora. At siyempre,
Right.
brownie points. Pagod na pagod si Doktora. So, anyway, meron kayong record ng OFWs because this is for the interest of everyone in the community.
Yes po. Actually po, supposedly, we were told na yung pong Bureau of Immigration would provide copies po ng mga bumabalik na mga OFW sa mga barangays. Pero hindi na rin po ganun na nangyari since I understand na rin po na sobra-sobra yung trabaho ng bawat agency natin. Kami na lang po dito sa barangay, we just monitor Actually, pag kami nagsabi po, oy, bumalik si ganyan, I ask po yung birth natin to investigate, to ask, para po makakuha kami ng data. So, yun po yung ginagawa na lang namin dito sa barangay. Or kaya po doon sa entrance, kasi we closed all our entrances except for one po, isa Champaka lang. So, that's the only entrance exit that na open po. So, pag nagkaroon po na inspection at nasabi na, ay, parang OFW to kasi merong galing airport taxi. So, we log in po yung mga record nila. Names nila.
Good. Very good.
Okay, ano?
Yeah, okay yun, ha? Because we've heard, another thing that we appreciate about talking to the different barangays is finding out and setting it as an example kung ano yung
Mga best
ginagawa.
practices.
Yung iba, ang ginawa nila, may bayanihan kitchen, meaning per street, si Cap Drew, per street, merong magluluto para hindi na bibili-bili sa labas ng kalye nila yung mga households or kung sino mang utusan, kung anak na binata o utusan lumabas. Yung iba naman talagang may feeding program sa Quiapo. Kayo ho ba, meron kayong feeding program?
Wala kaming feeding program, but we have po yung mga NGOs po that go to the barangay, tapos sila na po yung nagbibigay directly dun sa constituents namin. So they will just ask, ma'am, saan po ba kami po pwede magbigay? So tinuturo na lang po namin kung saan yung talagang alam namin na nangangailangan ng tulong.
Makakatulong. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I'd like to watch again. Merong mga questions. Pwede ko bang basahin yung questions?
Sige po, ma'am.
So yung quarantine ba ng OFWs, dapat syempre, totoo naman, tama yung sinabi ni Real Llorente Bautista, kailangan ma-quarantine din yung kasama nila
Family.
sa...
Yes,
Yeah,
opo.
so nababantayan niyo yun na talagang hindi sila
Lumalabas. Opo.
lumalabas.
Actually, from yung time po kasi na ma-interview sila or mag-report po sa amin, yun na po yung advice namin sa kanila. We encountered po some relatives po ng mga OFWs na talagang medyo mapilit. So we have to ask po yung assistance po ng aming kapulisan para po ma-explain sa kanila kung bakit ginagawa po na kailangan whole family under quarantine. Lalo na po kung, for example, kasi one of the requirement po namin para nag-home quarantine is may sariling room at may sariling comfort room. Ngayon, kung wala po, medyo mahirap po yon. So, lahat po talaga sila under quarantine.
Okay, na wala talagang lalabas 14 days. Monitor niyo po na 14 days.
Opo, meron po daily monitoring yung birth natin. Tapos, hindi lang namin po magawa is talagang pupwestuhan na sa house para bantayan. Pero po kasi very vigilant din po yung mga neighbors eh. Pagka may lumabas, nagre-report po talaga sa amin sa barangay.
Let's go. Tingnan, naririnig ko yung birth. Can I just say, naririnig ko yung birth kasi that's the barangay health emergency response team, diba?
Response team, yes po.
I think, dun sa post kasi, nakalagay, dun sa nanganak na babae, nakalagay hashtag baby birth. Parang tatawagin yata nilang birth. Tapos, corona, Tarantino virus. Natatawa ako. Pero may pangalan yung bata. Parang corona. Parang ganyan.
Seryoso?
Yeah. Tapos, Doktora, si Ding Bonus daw voted for you. That's my dad. So, yung kagawad. But anyway, yun nga. Ang maganda, i-announce ko ulit kasi yung iba is just tuning in at is pointing out na meron daw iba't ibang faction, yung senior citizens. The wonderful news is Doktora has that as one of the projects in the pipeline to line all these factions.
You will unite all of them.
Yeah, unite, yes. And also, she acknowledges that there are groups of single women, single parents. So, wala
Solo parents.
O paano naman, since you recognize all these groups, meron din bang pang LGBT? Kasi, dati tuwan-tuwa ako when I was in college and I stayed there. Tapos marami dating parlor dyan, nawala na nga yung mga parlors. Napalitan na ng mga, parang bukas ngayon yung Champaka ng mga tindahan.
Opo, bukas po yun Champaka.
Okay. Bukas. So, okay na rin. At least, isang kanto lang naman yung lalakarin nila. Okay. And then, hi to, kilala mo ba si Adolf de Fontarum? And Yeah, kilala niyo si Angeline Rivera Pilapil. Please say hi to
Yeah.
them kasi syempre
Hi.
took time para kayo ay panuurin, including my friend Jovi and si Pebbles, si Carol Gan. Okay, sabi ko sa inyo, taga dyan ako. And it just so happened, I
Hindi
was so
halata.
happy nung si Java or si JB had connected me to you kasi nakakatakot. Initially, nung pumutok yung news about Quezon City, napaligiran kayo. There was a meme going on na lagot. Rojas na lang ano ba yan? Standing still alone kasi yung barangay Tulusugan where St. Luke's is, talagang ang daming COVID cases doon. Tapos at that time, wala pa si Barangay Rojas. So,
Last
me,
barangay standing siya.
yeah, I was really getting concerned because my family, my friends are there. I know a lot of people there. So I'm
But even
glad
now,
someone.
even now,
I'm
yung
sorry.
19 out of 22,000, that's like less than 1%.
So
Diba?
speaking of those positive cases, will you have, doktora, yung mass testing na pinag-uusapan?
We're doing that now po para dun sa mga close contacts po ng ating mga patients. So lahat naman po, so far po, lahat po ng close contacts ng patients natin, nakapag-undergo na po ng swab test, and we're just waiting for po yung mga results po nila. Medyo, yun nga po yung problema din ng sa Quezon City Health Department, medyo naglalag po kasi yung yung test results. Kaya po, even
Right.
they acknowledge naman po na yung pong discrepancy between po yung napopost natin and yung pong actual na reported sa barangay, meron po talaga. But they're trying their best. But yesterday po, they were here para nga po maayos lahat ng ating mga data na pinopost.
But at your level, pwede ba kayong at least mag-rapid testing, which just recognizes kung may antibodies. Kasi pag may antibodies ka trying to fight the virus, it means you have most likely you have the virus because meron kang doktora nga pala si doktora. Meron kang antibodies na trying to stop that. So at least you'll have,
Opo.
and that's only 1,000 pesos. Is that something at your
Yung
level?
parang prick yata yun, di ba?
Yeah,
Right now, we don't have that. Yeah, yung ano lang po, pa-prick lang. Right now, we still don't have yung po yung aming, yung gamit po para po sa ating rapid testing.
But
Okay.
kasi di ba with the new LGU code, each LGU can operate as an independent.
Independent.
Does that
Apa.
go down up to the barangay level that you can handle your own finances, or everything has to be, and even promote and do revenue generating activities, or does it still have to be yung ganyang bureaucratic process? Paano ho ba yung proseso?
May process pa din po kasi po yung budget ng barangay, not unless po appropriated po at may approval po ng barangay council and the city council, hindi po naman kami basta-basta nakakapaglabas ng money. Kasi po may appropriation na po.
Okay. And now that you spoke about the barangay council, you have 7 council members.
Yes
Plus,
po.
ang isa
The
dun sa
SK chairman.
yes. Yung isa dun sa 7 is a SK. Siya yung puno.
No, siya po yung pang-8. Siya po yung head ng SK. Pang-8 po siya. We have 7 kagawads po.
So now in this pandemic, are the roles distributed differently? Is someone in charge of this or that? Just like a company, may ganun bang role delineation?
Yes po, we follow po yung aming parang disaster response team po. May kanya-kanya po kami assignments. Pero this time po kasi, we focus on per activity po. Like for example, right now sa SAP namin, sa SAP distribution, yung pong assignments po ng mga kagawas ng barangay officials are to help out in the verification po for the list na binibigay po sa amin. And then yung SK din po, meron din po silang sariling activity. Although si SK Share po nagpa-participate po siya doon sa activity po ng Mother Council. Plus, other activities naman po sa dun po sa distribution ng mga goods, I have assigned po 2 kagawads plus yung SK po per area kasi we have 4 areas po in Barangay Rojas. Meron pong A, B, C, D. So divided into 2 po yun. Sila po yung in charge dun sa area nila.
Very I find this very interesting, actually. Like, for example, another thing is how is the order of command or parang
Chain of
responsibility?
command.
Yeah, parang chain of command in terms of rolling out particular activities, implementing whatever executive order. Kasi you have, after, above you is the consi right away, ba? Konsehal?
Ah,
Immediately.
Hindi po, under po kami kay Mayor sa executive. Tapos po, under po, sa akin po, we have po yung mga kagawads and the SK Council, plus po yung ating treasurer and that secretary. Tapos under po
Okay.
na, meron po mga kasi committees, per kagawad po, may sarili-sarili po silang committee.
Mga
Tapos may mga
committee.
committee members din po sila. Para sa per committee po, like for example, sa health committee po, lahat po nun, ako yung co-chair, and then I have a kagawad po na co-chair ko para sila po yung nakafocus doon.
Okay,
Okay.
so paano
Para
yung
distribute.
role with you and the interaction with you of the konsehal? Kasi it's important that people know how this works. Para, alam mo,
Yung
mahirap
dynamics.
yung dynamics. Kasi ang hirap mag-complain and the complaint is stemming from the fact that the information is lacking. Yung baka hindi nila naiintindihan, di ba?
Oh, hindi nila alam kung tama yung taong kakausapin nila or sino ba dapat ang kakausapin depending on what
So,
issue, di ba?
Okay.
Yes.
Yung po mga councilors natin, part po sila ng legislative body po ng city government. So, pero meron po sila po kasi mga kanya-kanyang projects din and binababa po yun sa amin through their coordinators. So, per area, per barangay po, may mga coordinators po yung ating mga city councilors and sila po yung sa kanila po natin kino-course through yung mga kung ano man yung po yung mga needs natin. Although, syempre po, bilang po ng barangay po, I can go straight po dun sa ating mga konsehal at sa ating other city officials kung talaga po, depende po sa urgency ng ano natin. Kasi we don't
Right.
also want to bypass po yung mga tao naman na dapat
naman.
pagdaanan.
Dapat lang, proper channels.
Yes, yes. So, ayan, maganda yung malinaw. Kasi ako, actually, hindi ko rin alam eh. If you're not actually the one running it, it's hard. And people, makikita mo, kahit dun sa page nyo, merong nagsasabi na hindi nila, paano ba namin malalaman yan, yung mga ganyan. So, it's important that we have an open communication even after this. Na, okay, ngayon pala, si Randolph Apanay. Hi, kilala mo siguro si Randolph Apanay.
Former neighbor po, Mayor.
Neighbor. Hi, sir. Thank you po
Okay.
sa suporta kay Doktora. And then, another thing I want to emphasize is, parang, yeah, we can complain, pero sana we can all pull in and give the weight of our contribution, whether just staying home, please, huwag na pasaway kay Doktora. Marami bang pasaway?
So, yung pong first few weeks, medyo. Pero po kasi naging mas strict na po tayo. Nag-ano po kami ng schedule po. Even po yung mga stores natin, they're only open up to 6 p.m. By
Right.
area po, depende po pagpunta sa market kasi we have the market po. Kinokontrol na din po natin yan. Kasi nga po, meron din po dito talagang hindi mo sila mapigil. Hindi nila maintindihan
Ayun
yung
nga
ginagawa natin. What is the importance of staying at home?
Yes.
So, ngayon po, medyo na-limit na po yan. Except for dito pong week na to kasi we're doing our SAP distribution. Marami pong nasa labas. Pero
Siyempre,
marami naman din po tayong kapulisan outside para ma-maintain po yung social distancing.
Good.
Okay.
Pero
Yeah.
ano naman ang plans nyo for kunwari, paano, napaghahandaan nyo na bang GCQ?
Okay.
Tayo next week.
Apo. Bali, post ECQ po.
Post-ECQ.
First po yung, meron po, i-continue lang po natin yung ating new normal. Yun po in-emphasize namin sa mga tao na yun po social distancing natin, wearing the mask, the face
Yes.
mask, and yun po frequent hand washing. Yun po yung always na reminder natin sa kanila. And siguro po, we know naman po kasi we understand po kung sino-sino lang talaga yung pwedeng lumabas ng houses nila. And I
Right.
think kaya po medyo dun sa ating GCQ, talagang specify na ron na parang may age limit kung sino po yung pwedeng lumabas.
Yep.
And yun po medyo may problem ako doon dito po sa ating barangay kasi po marami po talagang senior citizens na like for example going to the market, they insist na sila po yung pupunta sa market. They cannot parang hindi daw nila maiutos Yung
Right.
kanilang pagbili sa market doon
Ako
sa
na marunong
iba.
tumingin ng mangga eh.
Tama.
Mga ganun.
Dali-dali lang. I-google nila kung ano yung itsura ng papaluto. Meron ngang lumabas na meme on the guidelines for husbands of what a patola looks like as against a pepino para alam nila na hindi mali-mali yung binili. Tapos, I want to give credit where credit is due. Job well done daw, sabi nila dito sa ating katulad katulad ng mga nagko-comment. Sabi ni Adolf Fonturum, congrats doktora, job well done. So just so at least we recognize all this hard work, hindi madaling maglakad-lakad. Si Chika ay
At
nanonood
magpanganak ng
din.
baby.
At magpaanak ng baby in a very calm manner. So, parang mainit-init na tubig, warma yan. Tawa-tawa talaga ako doon. And then si Jera, who's always in Geraldine Lawenco, Banyares, who's always in Rojas also. Speaking of, dahil alam ko nag-wine-wine yung mga yan, paano naman yung liquor ban? May liquor ban, di ba?
Yes po, yun po, hindi bawal po talaga dito. Actually, meron po kasi
Hanggang kailan?
instances until po ma-lift yung ating quarantine. Kasi po actually, we have cases po na nagrereklamo na may tawag po sa amin, may inuman daw. So we have to check po kung talagang ano ba nangyayari.
Susumbong ko yung mga nakikita ko. Kasi nga may mga kalala ko dyan, di ba? Pag nagpo-post na nagiinuman, susumbong ko yan. Tapos,
Pwede
anyway.
naman sa loob lang ng bahay, di ba?
Yun po, actually, ang bawal po is bumili and yung magbenta. Pero pag nasa house, kasi nasa private property po, as long as
Yun nga
po
eh,
tahimik sila, wala silang gulo, wala naman po, alam po sila.
Okay. Thank you. Kasi kala ko isusumbong ko na sila. Kasi meron kami chat group sa
Ang
sabi
dami
namin.
natin isusumbong pagka gano'n.
At meron
Susumbong
pang
ko yung
isang
sarili ko.
tanong. Hi to bonus one. May isa pang tanong, bakit daw pag Pasko, pili lang yung senior citizen na nabibigyan ng gift pack or something, grocery pack? Pero imagine,
Okay.
nakakapamigay si doktora, ha?
Okay, ganito po. Kasi, echo. Yung po kasing previous po natin, we have po yung list only of yung mga naka-enlist po sa barangay. Those members lang po ng organizations. So marami talaga pong senior citizens who are registered under the city government sa ating pong OSCA who are not given kasi po wala po sila dun sa organization ng barangay. Kaya that's why po we're encouraging every senior citizen po na magpa-enlist din po sa barangay. Kasi po yun talaga, pag humingi po ng copy yung ating mga city officials, sino itong mga ganito, yung pong data namin, yun lang pong naka-register dun sa barangay. Pero right now po, I'm trying to fix it nga po kasi we were tasked po to update po yung record ng Office of the Senior Citizen para po ma-update natin kung sino pa po yung nandito pa ng mga senior citizens. So, yung po ginagawa naman natin na may record na po tayo, that will be included in our database po.
Okay. So, yan. Maganda talaga yung use ni Doktora sa kanyang, how she is really focusing on gathering the database, gathering who the people are in our neighborhood. Siyempre, baka hindi na naabutan ni Doktora yung who the people are in the neighborhood. All right. So, alam mo yun? Okay, so speaking of the neighborhood, before we close, thank you very much, Doktora, for doing
Thank you,
very
Doktora.
well-rounded job. So, kailangan si Vivian Mina, kilala niyo po si Vivian Mina. Hi to Vivian Mina, to Randolph, to Ana Velasco Gutierrez, and kailangan kong batiin, sabi niya, ang pinakagwapo kong kapatid. Gwapo naman siya siguro, kamukha ko eh. Kasi lagi kami pinagkakamalan ng magkambal, but we're 6 years apart. So I'd like to greet all those. And sino pa ba si Mary Ann Larocco Simbahon. So ang point, sabi ni Mary Ann dito, lahat po ng mga OFWs na dumarating sa ating bansa ay may briefing sa airport. That's true.
That's right.
Na dapat maka-isolate lang sila siya sa isang room or such a place na dapat siya lang ang magstay and dapat sunding maigi ang protocols para hindi madamay ang mga kasama sa bahay. Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
And I think there's a swab test when upon arrival, diba? There's a swab
Yes,
test.
yes.
What's the rapid test?
Okay, and then last, ever since, sabi ni Luz de Vera, ever since she ran for barangay official, she had always been the number one kagawad. And that is very true. You know why? Kaya siya naging barangay captain kasi nung yung incumbent nila, si Attorney Casimiro, ay nalipat na at na-appoint maging city lawyer, Quezon City lawyer.
Okay.
Ang next in line is the one with the highest votes, and that's Doctora. And, you know, this is the very reason why we keep emphasizing get involved when voting, even to the down to the local officials,
Yeah.
because this
Every
is
vote
the
counts.
proof why we need to be wise with our voting. Now, speaking of, and still on ECQ Heroes, when we come back, we will have May Young. She is another ECQ hero kasi
Another inspiration.
another inspiration. And please don't go away. And thank you to all the Rojas. Please stay on. So
Yeah.
we might be able to pick up another inspiration that we can do in our community. So this is just a short break.
When we come back, more of the show.
Magbabalik ang KPI, Kaunlaran at Pagbabago para sa inyo sa V81 Radio Worldwide. Maraming salamat sa bawat ilaw ng tahanan. Maraming salamat sa walang sawang pagmamahal, pag-aaruga at pagpapayo sa amin. Utang na loob namin sa inyo ang aming buhay. Kaya sa mga nanay, tita, lola, tatay na tumatayong nanay at single mom, Happy Mother's Day! Happy Mother's Day! Happy Mother's Day! Mula sa inyong V81 Radio. Para enjoy ang pakikinig sa V81 Radio kahit saan, we are now on your Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio at i-enjoy ang inyong mga paboritong Pinoy music 24/7. Sabihin lang, Alexa, play V81 Radio. You got space? Be a host at BK's. Let that room, condo unit, resort, hotel, or event space bring in profit for you. Have those rented out for a short-term vacation or long-term stay. Earn while offering your space to be someone's home away from home or an area to make new memories. Only at BK's. Log on to bks.ph now. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local. Visit local. Go local. Kabayan, nahuhomesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide. The future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Ito ang radio ko, V81 Radio, V81 ako'y mapapakinggan. Oh, V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
Balikan na natin ang KPI, Kaunlaran at Pagbabago para sa inyo sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
Hello, and we are back. Ral, I don't know if you
Yes,
caught it.
welcome back. Yeah.
Welcome
Which
back
one?
with all the platforms that we are on. Like we are on YouTube soon, and then the Amazon and the Facebook. How nice!
Spotify.
Yeah, and soon Spotify. How nice sana if we have like screens at home and it's high tech and you can see everywhere
Right.
where you are and interact.
Okay, sa akin yung idea na yon, it's just that baka mahirapan ako. Medyo sobrang multitasking nun sa dami.
Attention deficit, no? Disorder. Parang feel ko may ADD. As it is, as a mom, when you're raising your toddler, it feels like you have ADD because like while you're talking to someone, whether on the phone
Right.
or face to face, you feel, I'm sure as a dad, you feel that too, being so hands-on. You feel na, oh no, malalaglag ba yung anak ko? So while talking, hindi ka makakonsentrate doon.
Right. Ako, ganun. Yung wife ko ganun eh. Si Mia, di ba? Na-multitask niya lahat eh.
Yeah, it's such an amazing skill. And also, before we call in, someone beautiful, si May Young, kasi kaya ako naisip rin na sabihin yun, actually I've always said that, even when we were in college. Si Luz de Vera said, thank you to the beautiful and handsome host. Nakakatawa naman. Maraming salamat po sa inyong kind words, Ms. Luz de Vera.
Thank
And
you.
then, si Vito, who's an expecting dad, just like you, is very hands-on, very good dad to be, is watching. And also si Russell Bonus. That's my brother, yes.
Brother. Yun yung the quote-unquote twin brother.
Yeah, may look-alike daw. And sabi ni Luz de Vera pa, thank you for the nice and inspirational interviews. Very inspiring daw. Salamat. Si Oni Pastor,
Thank
si
you.
Randolph, si Pebbles, but ang kanyang is Carol Gan. And Chika, we miss you on air. Vivian Mina. Si Vivian Mina, hi. And
Hi.
now, since we mentioned, para makita nila kasi sabi na thank you to the beautiful and handsome host, kahit hindi ko, syempre thank you graciously that we're taught to say thank you. And we call in the next beautiful person naman na si May Young and learn more about the frontline feeders. Kasi I was surprised na suddenly frontline feeders, they're doing all the coordination, all the donations, making sure that our medical frontliners.
Yeah, grabe. Dito sila May Young, no? As in, from what I understand, they started providing healthcare workers with meals, PPEs, masks to, I think now, what did she say, 60 hospitals? But they started as early as May 15, like the first day of the lockdown. Or I think maybe even before that, eh. Grabe.
Yeah, so how do
The
they...
forefront talaga.
I was just saying to meron pala, I'm trying to prompt her that to please come in the studio. Digital studio po tayo. So I was just saying to her, parang it's such a good idea because alam mo yung nangyari nung in-announce na ECQ tayo, everyone
Right.
just went to the grocery. And all
Yeah.
you could see is
Started
you and your
hoarding.
yeah, hoarding. No, I didn't hoard naman. But,
Imbis
you know,
na halos
yeah,
lahat get. Sila naman give. Di ba?
yeah. And naisip nila kagad na, ano nilang yung frontliners, tayong lahat were safe at home, but the frontliners,
Yep.
they have to go to work. How will they eat? So, um, so if we could have her on, please come in,
Right.
okay.
Oh, there
There.
she is.
Oh, si Jeanette
Oh,
muna. Oh, hi, Jeanette. Ba't si Jeanette? Si May. Wala, si May pa? Si May muna.
oh, there.
Hi,
Okay,
hi
wow.
there.
That was
Yeah.
like magic. Two different people.
Yeah. So, yeah. Hi, May. So, anyway,
Hi, May.
Hi there.
proudly say that I knew her since college and she's always looked like that. On other occasions, she hardly has hair and still look pretty. And parang for me, that's the absolute test of beauty. Kasi hair is the
Yan.
only crown of... Di ba they say that, you know, the hair is everything, or crown and glory. So, if you don't have hair at maganda ka pa, that's unfair.
Mm.
Thank you.
So, please tell us how this all started. Although si Ral is well researched, but how you stumbled upon it also. Like, she's always at
Right.
the forefront. Whenever something great's gonna happen, she's part of it. Okay, please, May.
Yeah, so how
Okay,
did it all
first of all,
start?
I want to say
Yeah, go ahead.
thanks to you guys for inviting me over and tell your viewers, your subscribers about frontline feeders. What we essentially do is we send hot meals to the emergency room, to the pulmonary
Sarap pakinggan eh,
department,
no?
and to the
Hot
lab.
meals.
We send them hot, but they don't really get to eat it while it's hot because the doctors are usually running around in the
That's right.
ER. But we do send it hot,
Yeah.
and apart from those stationed at the ER, it gets sent also to the pulmonary department and also to the labs because these are the places that's um, at the center of this COVID-19 pandemic.
Right.
So, Ral did mention, Ral, can you give a backgrounder kasi well-researched siya eh. Tapos, papasok natin, paano ba nakapasok si May doon?
Yeah, actually, yun nga. That's what I wanted to ask because you mentioned earlier, but because when I was researching, I saw that you guys started helping out by like March 15. But you mentioned something about a birthday on
Right,
March 12th. But can you tell
right.
us about that story?
Okay. There were four women
Mm-hmm.
who actually started frontline feeders without knowing that they were already starting something. Um,
Okay, very organic.
Super organic in the truest sense of the word. This lady, her name is Candy Bernardo. She was
Mhm.
celebrating a birthday on March 12, and she just thought of sending pancit to the emergency room of the medical city. We didn't know anyone from the medical city, but her intention was just to send meals to the ER doctors because they wouldn't have time to eat, they wouldn't have time to
Right.
go out.
Out of the blue
So
lang.
out of the blue lang, but her intention
Grabe.
was clear. Her intention was clear. She wanted to send it to the ER of the medical city. She even has documentation of it. She has a photograph of the pancit in a bilao and the guard receiving it. There's, I think, three pancits. And that was March 12th. And then that
Okay.
was that.
Three
And
pansits
then
lang. Oh, ganun
three,
lang. Basta lang.
yeah, just three
Ang sweet
bilaos
na,
of
ang cute.
pancit. Yeah, to an emergency room of a hospital whom she didn't know anyone from.
Mhm.
Tapos, a couple of days later, she had the idea of maybe doing the same thing for another hospital. And then that's when another friend got involved, Dr. Gia Sison. Dr.
Mm.
Gia is, yes, she's the head of the Women Wellness Department in Makati Med, and she became the link to Makati Med. So then
Eh.
another bilao was sent there. But by March 15, um,
actually March 14, a friend called me, sent me a message and said, May, we're planning to do uh, an operation to
Mm.
send meals to some hospitals. Do you want to come and join us? So, me naman, yeah, sige, let's do it. So, on the next day, on March 16, me naman, I got in touch with a former boss and a couple of office mates. And then they gave me money. I bought barbecue. And then
Masarap.
yeah, it's the best barbecue. I'll give you the number later.
Yeah.
I got barbecue, and then a friend owns a franchise of a cookie shop, so I picked it up, and then I brought it to the coordinator of the medical city. That was March 15.
Okay.
The lockdown was announced on March 16. So by then, from a group of four, we became seven.
Right.
There were
And these
restaurant
these
owners.
these aren't all doctors, eh, 'di ba? Yun nga, there's a restaurant owner. Parang iba-iba, eh. It's like the Avengers.
It's a nice thought. Yeah, so there's a doctor.
Right.
Um, lady who celebrated her birthday. She's an educator, and then
Mhm.
her friend who connected her with Doc Gia is Gang Badoy Kapati. We all know her as
Yeah.
the lady behind Rock
Rock.
Ed Philippines.
Yeah.
Right.
And then a friend who owns a coffee shop, cafe in Makati, Ross Juan. She was the one who got me
Mm.
involved in
Which cafe
Okay.
in
Commune
Makati?
Cafe.
Commune. I love
Ayun. Oh.
Commune. Yeah, Spit does improv there. Have you heard of Spit? Yeah, they're wonderful. And then the other restaurant owner that you said was part of the initial group was which would that be?
Apart from Ross, it would be Carla Reyes. She's with the Plaza, the Plaza
The
Catering.
plaza. I love the plaza also. The food. It's always parang you're in a hotel, even if it's a catered. Because we get
Right.
pag,
Yep. They have
uh,
fans here in this show.
Good to
yeah,
know. Maybe
yeah.
recording this, better send this to them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so kasi nga it's a wonderful turnout because initially as we were exchanging ni Ral kanina, when it was announced, all you could think of was, I cannot go out of my house. I have to
Yeah.
stock up. And people
Puro
were rushing.
self-preservation, eh, 'di ba? Yun ang unang instinct ng majority, eh, 'di ba?
Which is normal. Which is
Right.
normal.
And no one thought, and you guys thought na,
You guys
sila
were
lang yung
abnormal that way.
sila lang yung
The good
lalabas.
way
How
of
will they
abnormal.
eat? So is it
Mhm.
limited to so how do you ask? How do you ask for donations? Because it's
Yeah.
gotten so popular already, and but before that it wasn't popular. So how would you say, I am from Frontline Feeders, but during times like these, others would take advantage unscrupulously, or yung walang, they take advantage na parang, time ko to kumita. Di syempre, there are suspicious
Right, right,
people.
right. Mga
So how
opportunista.
opportunista, there's a word.
Right.
It was helpful that Doc Gia, the doctor, and Gang Badoy have a very strong following on social media together with Ross. One of the first things they did was just announce the hospitals that we were serving at that time. I think we started with two, Makati Med and the Medical City.
Mhm.
And they just posted on their respective social media assets. And nandun na yung mga numbers namin. If you want to be involved in this hospital, you get in touch with May. If you want to get
Yeah,
involved in
yeah.
this hospital, you get in touch with Carla.
Yeah.
And then umikot-ikot na yon.
Yeah, those even reached me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's heartwarming is on the flip side of what you mentioned, there are some unscrupulous individuals who would actually try to make a buck out of it.
Right.
By and large, yung kabaliktaran mas nangyayari. We would get messages from people we don't know. Just to give you an idea, we're 15 volunteer. Well, no, we're 18 volunteers now.
Okay.
I have only met before the ECQ. I've only met three of them.
Okay.
Everybody else.
Online.
So I know, yeah, online. We haven't even met each other in person. I mean, apart from out of the three, that would be Gang, Ross,
Commune, right?
and
Okay.
another friend, Shell.
Mhm.
But after that, The others, we would just meet online, via Zoom. A couple of them I met in person because, when we would pick up donations and distribute it, that was the only thing. So anyway,
Right.
going back, um, those numbers were just sent out and people would get in touch with us. On our end naman, we started asking, what I did was I started asking my friends, the ones I'm comfortable asking from,
Right.
like, nga, former office mates,
Yeah.
mga
People you
barkada,
trust.
different,
Right.
because they know that if you approach them, they know you.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
then these people, when they give, people find out about it, and those other people get in touch with us. So parang nagkakaroon
Right.
kami ng repeat donors at saka nagkakaroon kami ng mga recruiter donors because they tell
Right.
people
Right.
about
Right.
us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
And
that's
then,
how I learned about you. I think I learned about you guys from my sister. My sister was the one who
Oh,
told me.
wow.
Yeah. So parang it spread. It just spread like wildfire.
yeah. And how about the restaurants? Did you have to actually call them out? Can you please, or were they just the ones who proactively said, "Oh, I heard that you are in this group." So was that how it grew organically,
Um,
or
Organically, because the two people in the restaurant industry knew friends who were
Right.
in their circle. They would reach out to them, and they in turn would reach out to others. At the height of it, we had what we call four partner kitchens. When we say partner kitchens, dito nagbabagsak ng donations yung mga nagbibigay sa amin ng gulay,
Right.
meat, chicken, and those partner kitchens naman, when they prepare it for us, we also pay them because it incurs
Right.
cost, and we get naman financials. We get
Yeah.
finances from the people who donate.
Right.
At the beginning, when we didn't have that many partner kitchens, we would get from mga small businesses within the areas of the hospital para we can buy meals from them also.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ayun, tas
But I think that's how you
nagsusnowball talaga
know
siya.
Chef Waya. I think Chef Waya was also one of your. She was a guest here. What 2 weekends ago was it, Rachel?
yes, 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
She is just also full of
Yes.
energy. It was so wonderful to have her, and yet, because I follow her also, we're friends also on Facebook, and we are both patrons ni Ral.
Yep.
So she was wonderful. Yeah. So
Chef Waya,
one of the
Chef
first.
Waya, having her in our team is so helpful.
Oh, grabe.
She was actually one of our first identified partner kitchens. At saka nagiging depot na rin yung place ni in Maginhawa.
Yeah.
Kasi
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not
doon
surprised.
binabagsak lahat ng
Right.
big volume donations from donations in
Between those
kind.
two.
You're talking about cooking oil, you're
Oh
talking
yeah, she
about
was telling us.
I don't know, frozen
Yeah.
food,
Yeah. Yeah.
eggs. We called at some point we would call her the eggery
The
because, and I
eggery.
have photographs. We have photographs of that because we try to keep documentation for other donors.
That's nice.
How about do you have multinational companies? Kasi syempre those, is it just main meals or do you have snacks also given away?
Thanks. We have been receiving very consistently tons and tons and tons of vegetables from Shell Philippines Foundation. I have never seen that
Wow.
many gulay in my entire life. Now I know what 1 ton actually looks like. We also receive snacks from Mondelez. You've got Oreo, you've got Tiger
Mondelez.
biscuits, yes. And
Sarap.
then Century Pacific, the people who produce Swifts,
Right.
they also give us bread and hot dog sandwiches that serve as snacks to the doctors.
Mm.
Um, and dami. And there are also there's a boutique shop called Aperitif. They make
This is
really
familiar.
good chocolates.
Mm.
Um, nagpapadala rin yan sa mga hospitals natin. And, every time a frontliner receives
May dessert
something,
din sila.
yes. Angel, the milk company, Angel Milk,
Mm,
they would give us,
right.
and our chefs and our partner cooks would make desserts out of them. Ang dami. If you think
And that's
that's,
that's up to now. I mean,
yes,
because I'm thinking like there are a lot of initiatives. I think that eventually, parang the donors sort of run out. I think they call it like donors fatigue, diba? Or yung
you know,
mga ganyan.
surprisingly, because we've been asked about this, the donors that we get come back and bring others.
Right.
The
Because
the
they
the
know that they're really able to help eh. Medyo minsan medyo may natural high din yun eh, that you know that what you did, the thing that you did before actually impacted positively like a number of people, a number of families. Parang ang sarap gawin nun eh. I mean, if I can do it again, I'll do it again. Let's ask other
true.
people to do it some more, di
And
ba?
then I remember the question of Rachel was, are they only just giving food? We even have a donor before launching their line of appliances.
Mm-hmm.
They gave not our hospitals, they gave washing machines, they gave fridge, they gave a
Rich.
microwave. Mhm.
Wow.
Wow, ako yan.
So they got in touch with
Wait lang,
us
let me
and they
call my
said,
wife. Baby.
they got in touch with us, and then kasi we have a very good uh, parang online presence. So we don't even know them. They got in touch with us and said, we're an appliance company. Please let us know what needs are in your. Back then, we were just 27 hospitals.
Right.
What
A
appliance? If
third of what it is now.
they, these are the things that we're
Oh,
offering: washer, dryer. Yes, yeah. So they gave, and the partner hospitals. Well, the hospitals would send us photographs that, oh, ito, look, we're still using the washing
Yeah.
machine. It's so helpful. The other one is in the houses. Nakakatuwa. The
yeah.
heart of giving
So
is
you
just
you mean
there.
to say this line of appliances is not in the market yet, and they were just about to launch?
Not yet.
Oh wow! And
Mm.
just like and they're not even a subsidiary of an existing appliance.
Not yet. They're
Wow! And
Mm.
that's
First in the
going.
market.
galing.
Yeah, that goes the same. Di ngayon, ano na sila, well tested. They can put that in their marketing
Oh,
campaign that
exactly.
they went through a rigorous testing.
Yeah.
And
True.
also, that happened to one of the kitchens, this Craver's kitchen. He was about to
Right.
open this Vincent someone. And since
Victor Lim.
yeah.
Victor.
So, nandiyan na yung kanyang facility, and to make productive use of it, he was so kind. Yung operating cost niya, dinala na niya sa pagdodonate. And that's a number of different plates or containers of food.
Yeah.
So what's your
See,
plan?
Victor Lim.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, just going back. See, Victor Lim is one of the many donors who reached out to us directly. We are not connected to them in any way, but they
Mm.
saw what the group has been doing. So they just reached
Randomly?
out to us. There's a database that we manage, and we're just, yeah. They've seen our posts. Some of them have seen our Facebook posts.
Right.
Minsan nga nagugulat ako, may magre-respond on Facebook, and I'm like, hey, that's my friend. So I just get in touch with them. Parang, because they're not always on Facebook, but then they
Right,
see
right,
our
right.
posts, I
Right.
guess. Yeah. It's been very, very interesting.
And you were saying it goes the same for us. So we meet these interesting people, ironically, while we are in ECQ because of the guesting and the wonderful, inspiring things they're
Right.
doing. And even May, because May has really been inspiring through and through. I don't
Right.
say that because we have her on air. In fact, because someone mentioned, I have a good friend from high school who said that I'm a sponsor Frontline Feeder because Mon Eugenio was a guest who's part of the Frontline Feeders Philippines
Was he
network.
also your batchmate?
No, older
No.
yun. Pero,
Oh.
but anyway, we're all in the maroon area of
Oh,
Katipunan.
there. Okay. The
So
maroon
anyway,
area.
she said, sabi ko, how did you get, one said, how did you get into frontline feeding? And then she goes, oh, because someone from my church, May Young. I go, May Young? I went to school with her. So I had to research her. I asked for her number. Look at that. If not for
Talking
this,
skills.
yeah, the silver lining of this is how you just embrace your community back, because that's all you have. And just like me, you don't have to be a frontline per se to be the hero, but helping the frontliners is heroic, noble in itself. So in
Amen.
yeah, in closing, what's your plan post ECQ? I mean, what
We are gonna
will
be
continue on? Eh?
we're gonna be here until people want to give.
Nice.
And we think that it's going to be May 11, May 15, oh, sorry, May 15, whatever date it is, as long as people are willing to use us, channel their giving through us, we're going to be here. Because we're all volunteers naman eh.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so
Ganda,
yeah,
no?
so we have more people watching. So people, you can head on to Frontline Feeders PH
If you're
Facebook page.
inspired as much as we are here,
Yes, and anything can help. As much as, did you even say 100 pesos to put in Paymaya or
Oh,
whatever?
um,
yeah, what are
interestingly
the ways?
enough, uh, I have a screen share that I can
Yes,
Oh,
share with
great.
you.
All right,
hey,
even better. Let's
even
go.
better. The visuals always
Right.
help. While you're
Here,
while you're doing that, yeah,
great,
go share.
thanks. Uh,
We have Tito Sonny, Asuncion,
okay, let me
good
just,
Chanko. Thank you for joining us. Please look at that. It's a frontline
Right.
feeders. It gets pretty tricky,
Oh,
but
I don't
hold
hear
on.
it. Okay.
yeah,
Okay, let me try it again.
while
One
she's trying
more
to
time.
figure it out, frontline feeders on the Facebook, frontline feeders PH. There are different ways you can donate, and it doesn't anything helps.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yes,
and then we have Sheila.
we always want to tell.
Okay, ganyan talaga. I think the MacBook is
No, but actually, she was already there.
there
And
we
then slideshow. There it is.
There, can you
All
see it?
right. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Frontline Feeder Philippines.
Right. Well,
Look at that.
these are some lists of the hospitals that we serve. There's 43, but I mentioned that we're almost 60 na right now because this is as of
Okay.
April 19 pa. I just
Okay.
want to highlight some
Wow.
of the memorable giving that we received.
Yes,
This
please.
is an 11-year-old boy who wanted to celebrate his birthday in an orphanage when he was going to turn 11. But his birthday was going to be on March 26th. It was ECQ. His mom got in touch with us through our Facebook page and asked how she can
Good.
donate. And I mentioned to her that some children have been sending drawings, some adults have been sending notes. So this little boy, I spoke to the mom on a Sunday. They were going to start giving on Friday. They were going to give 15 meals. Every day, he would write 10 notes para daw matapos niya by Friday may 15
See?
Cute.
Yeah, and
siya.
so wonderful people and touches yung
And those are the 15 notes
food
that he wrote.
packs with the
Hanep.
thank you, with the little caricature or scribble. And then I remember,
Right. And then
yes,
here's
please go
another
ahead.
donor naman. Again, she just reached out to us. I want to highlight the people who just reached out to us because asking people that we know or asking people that we're moderately acquainted with is very different from getting people who just reach out to you who don't even know us.
That's right.
This is
Complete
her
stranger.
Easter Sunday food pack.
Okay. Kala
What
ko
she did
eggery
is
eh.
she drew on on
Yeah,
the hard-boiled
egg
egg.
Joke lang, joke lang. Kala ko
white.
si si Chef Wyatt. Joke lang, joke lang.
This donor decided to make it extra special on Easter Sunday. So she drew on the Easter
Yeah,
eggs,
imagine one
and
by
she
one,
gave this
huh?
to
And
And
pack it.
each egg has a different
right.
face.
Yeah, it was such a delightful present talaga. Ito yung mga na ibabagsak ng mga MNCs natin kay Chef Waya. If you see on the lower right, yan na yung trays and trays and trays of eggs. Meron ka pang quail eggs. And then we've got fruits and vegetables that's been given to us.
Paano yung logistics niyan? How does it reach different people?
We drop it off at certain locations and the kitchens pick it up themselves. They send a van with a driver, tapos sila na yung nagkukuha doon.
Okay.
The next slide I'm going to show you is just to highlight that there is no such thing as small donations.
Okay.
We have different channels.
Right.
At first, we would receive sizable amounts of cash, but one time somebody had sent $200 and talagang lahat kami, we were so moved by somebody who gave $200. But a few days later, somebody texted through GCash and gave us $50. So talagang, okay, nawasak na naman kami. But wait,
There's
a
more.
few days later,
Magkano yan?
somebody sent $10.
pesos.
Tapos, nag-sorry pa siya. Pasensya na daw. You know, when we got this, talagang kami, guys, that's it. There's no such thing as small or big giving.
Kakaiyak.
You cannot underestimate a 10 peso giving.
Yeah.
When we saw this, talagang kami, okay guys, let's do this. Whatever people are willing to give, let's take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's I want to highlight two ways where people can give. If you're at home, just give people our link, share our web pages, share our posts. That's ang laking bagay na yan sa amin.
Yeah.
You just click and share our posts or whatever you see that's attached to Frontline Feeders, and it's very likely people will get in touch with us. And another way is, of course, to donate cash. You can also donate goods like eggs, gulay, frozen meat, like Jerry's Grill has been giving us frozen meat. So many other restaurants have volunteered their service.
That's so true.
That's
right.
That's how
And
people
even
can
just
do
the 10 pesos, if you were to buy something, the 10 pesos actually means something. It can mean like a tumpok of gulay. So
Right.
it does have value. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
And thank you, May. That was so inspiring and so moving naman. Yung parang the best for last talaga. The best for last talaga yung pinakita ko na 10 pesos. My gosh. Kasi ako, I could, medyo nahiya naman ako. Kunyari, it's not like a couple of thousands. But, that was so inspiring. Anything will really help. So please, people, head on to Frontline Feeders because you know very well that it will go to the places where it's needed most. And thank you, May Young. Now that you mentioned Gang,
thank you.
I will be searching Gang also because I'd bump into Gang into family events or work event. But now that you mentioned Gang is one of the first there. Sige, nakakatawang kausap si Gang also. Gang is parang...
And we're practically, since Gang heads RockEd, we are the COVID-19 team of RockEd Philippines. That's how we align ourselves with RockEd.
Okay.
See. All right. So now, as much as we'd like to hear more about the things Frontline Feeders have been doing, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, May.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ral. Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks. Okay,
Thank you.
bye. Thank you very, very much. Next, after a very short break, we'll be back with another inspiring story, inspiring activities, heroic, noble, from Jeanette Marco. And you should really go to Pucabere Cafe. She owns that in Scout Ibardolaza.
Right.
Or we can call in para kasi exciting, hindi na tayo makakapag-break.
Okay.
Kasi mauubos ang ating, sabi ni Dean, thank you, Dean, very much to our
Thank you,
technical. Please come in, Jeanette. And so, where you are, sorry, kasi talagang
Hi, Jeanette.
about Rojas.
Oh, she's on mute.
So, Berry Cafe is in Scouty
Grabe,
Bardolaza.
that cafe is so colorful.
It is
Like,
so colorful.
grabe, when you enter, it's like
Because,
a whole new world.
yeah, exactly. Because the husband who did the mural is
Was it her husband who did all the?
yes, because the
Wow.
husband is one of the few living pop artists on the level of has been compared to Andy Warhol.
Right.
Imagine. Kinilig ako, bumili ako ng mug. Sayang po. Pero pinamigay ko. Kasi ito so special. And I love that cafe. They serve vegetarian food, but it doesn't take vegetarian. Like they
Right.
have this
Pwede.
liempo and the
Liempo
texture
made from what?
na vegetarian.
But
Uh,
you know what kind of vegetable?
I don't
Pero grabe,
know.
how can you make
Textured
a vegetable
vegetable.
liempo? The texture is like liempo.
Yeah, and even the
I need to
taste is like
experience this.
liempo. Yes, ang sarap talaga. Ang sarap doon.
Do
Hindi
they
mo
deliver?
malalaman.
Are
They
they
do
open?
deliver.
Yun. You said
Yes.
the magic word.
Yes, even for Mother's Day. And they have the perfect sans rivals. Sige, nawawala siya pero nasa loob na siya ng studio. How can that be? So, kung
Okay.
wala siya sa harap
Oh,
ng ang kanyang
right.
okay.
So we
Sige.
will probably need to call her
To
up.
go for a short
Quick
break.
break.
Pero
Okay.
yung 1 minute lang. Please don't go away because you have to
Right.
find out about Jeanette
More of the
Mark.
show when we get back.
Yung toothpick, Bea. Syempre, paano naman kita sasagutin? Bea, yung toothpick
Oh,
is
hello.
there. Hi.
Hi.
Tapos, I was telling my daughter something. She was making me kulit naman.
Hi, Jeanette.
Hi,
Good
Jeanette!
afternoon.
I love
Wait,
your
you're still on mute though. Nakamute ka pa, Jeanette.
Please unmute.
Yeah, you're on mute.
You know,
Finally, natuloy din after what? 3 weeks? Was it 3 weeks?
yes, because she was delivering to PGH at that time. Of course, we
Right.
understand. We have our priorities straightened out. Look at the ceiling. Sabi nga ni Rose, it's a whole new world.
Oh,
Okay.
grabe yung kulay
Finally,
dyan.
finally.
Finally.
Thanks for having me again.
Yes, I was just
Thank you
telling
for gracing
Sean
us with
that
your presence.
they have to experience Pukaberry Cafe for particularly for the vegetarian dishes which they don't taste vegetarian
I
at all.
wanna
And I'm
try
going
the
over
gulay liempo.
the liempo
Do you
is
deliver?
pork. Madideliver
Yes,
mo
I
daw.
do.
Even if I'm not a
Send me your,
frontliner and this
your
is not a
address.
hospital.
Ang sarap talaga, no kidding. You won't know. And then meron pa akong isang kinain na hindi lasang textured vegetable protein. What was that?
Crispy pata.
Crispy pata.
Ooh, nagulay?
Yes, na TVP. It's textured,
Nako.
kasi nakakatikim na ako before. I tried doing vegetarian thingy before, but it just cannot. I'm a carnivore, so it couldn't really follow the taste. So, but aside from that, more importantly, suddenly when this pandemic happened and we were all quarantined, she jumped on and did a Bayanihan initiative that also feeds dogs
Right.
feeding programs.
How
Kasi it's
did that
already,
start?
yeah, how did that start?
How did it start? So anyway, I met you sometime around January. And
January,
then
November
sometime
lang.
November, December, yeah, something
Oh,
like that for the film festival.
so it's before
And
yung
then I
live.
had a couple of programs for the foundation, Basilia Women's Foundation, which is a foundation for the battered and abused women and children.
Mm.
So, twice na cancel yung flight ko because of the pandemic. And then apparently, sabi ko, I think God is actually telling me something
It's a
that to stay.
sign.
Yeah. So, yung just like your other guest earlier, when they called in March 15 on a lockdown, ako naman, ang initial reaction ko was like, I have to give out all the food that I have in the restaurant. Let's help the people outside.
Right.
So, I asked my staff, kasi I wouldn't be able to do it alone. I said, guys, would you be able to come and stay with me and help me out? So, two of my staff said, yes, okay, will be like, stay in kami dyan. And para hindi na sila
Go grab
lalabas.
your cape and let's be
Oo.
superheroes together.
Yes, and then meron, dalawa, because they have cars, they can travel back and forth. So,
Okay.
yun na, nagsimula na. We started with 50 food packs because that's what is in the stock currently. Kung ano yung meron kami dito, we cook Uncle Sam's breakfast, spaghettis, lahat ng meron kami. And then eventually, we just like, okay, wala na tayong stock, wala na tayong lulutuin, what are we gonna do? So we
But
started
who did
going
you give those
out.
first? The first batch of food. Where did they go?
Hospitals nearby kasi our first batch of food went to East Avenue Medical Center in Viluna.
Okay, good. Diretso hospital agad. Nice.
So now,
Diretso hospital agad.
so you mentioned that your initial concern was to get the food out of your pantry because it can go bad. And now, being an MSME, syempre you have MSME nga, limited yung PC. So,
Yung resources.
the
Right.
resources, are you now partnering or getting donations? How do you do that?
How do you sustain it?
Yeah.
No, actually what happened, siguro 2 weeks after, dahil ako yung personal na nag-iikot, no? I did a Facebook Live.
Very hands-on.
Nag-Facebook Live ako, and I had to share my experience dito sa Philippines. Kasi if I was in New York, which is also the epicenter right now in the States,
Yep.
hindi ko makikita kung ano yung mga pinagdadaanan ng mga kababayan natin. Be it the people living on the streets, yung mga frontliners, medical frontliners, mga men in uniform, mga police, at saka yung sandatahang lakas, no? So I just parang wala akong mapag-sharean, I just did a Facebook Live. Medyo madami-dami naman din tayong followers. Naging emotional ako, napaiyak talaga ako kasi, alam mo yun, parang, oh my God, ganito pala talaga kahirap ang mga pinagdadaanan ng Pilipino. Dati pa, mas lalong pinahirap pa ngayon. So,
Right.
when they saw me, my friends, just started,
They
okay, give
felt
me your
your pain.
PayPal account, give me your Venmo, we'll help, and all that. So, nag-start doon. And then, on the onset, then we still do food delivery sa regular menu namin. 30% ng kinikita namin goes to feeding the frontliners. So, combined efforts ng mga friends ko from the States, from UK, and everybody else. Tapos yung mga kinikita ko dito, then yun. Then we start giving out, then we increase from 50, naging 100, naging 200, naging 500, hanggang sa lumalaki na siya daily, on a daily
Right.
basis. And
And then now, how many
I
na?
think the notice, ngayon, 800 to 1,200, depende sa mga nagre-request.
Grabe.
Grabe,
And then
no?
up to now, yung pag-sustain nyo is still from, yun nga, what you're making now, friends from the UK, friends from the US, sila pa rin are helping you sustain.
Oh, at saka yung kita ng store, 30% of it. So, alam mo yun. And more people are ordering food. So, they order food, nakatulong na sila. Yun
Dadagdag
yung
pa ako.
nila sa... Yeah. And,
I really
if you
vouch
guys
for
are
it because
familiar with a group dito sa Pilipinas, Let's Eat Pare. Are you familiar with that?
Of course, of course.
Yan. So somebody reached out to me since we have an open kitchen. So pinapasa nila sa amin yung part ng initiative nila na hindi na rin nila nakakayanan. So we collaborate, nagmamigrate yung mga, nagsusnowball effect, and through the help of our city councilor, mas madami din kaming naaabot na mga hospitals. So si Congressman Mara Suntay, she picks it up here by herself, tapos siya din mismo nagde-deliver. Ako kasi personal nagde-deliver ng mga food packs along with my executive chef and operations manager para less lang yung tao na lumalabas. But because I wanted, in a day, ilan ba magda-drive ko going from one hospital to another. So I had to get and seek help from Councilor Suntay. And then nagpapasalamat ako sa PNP because they gave me a letter for me to be able to travel outside Quezon City. So nakakalayo ako as far as Cavite, Parañaque. Pag may nagre-request sa amin ng food, Pasay. Alam mo yun?
Yeah, so
And
now,
I'm just like very grateful.
Right.
yeah, and we are grateful to you. So now that you mentioned Representative Suntay, we should have you all together in tandem. And then when we have you again, can you please show us actual dishes that, pakita
Oh,
natin, diba?
right.
Okay, because in the meantime, they have
Sige. Sure.
promise ha. Dapat si
Yes.
Representative Suntay yung
Promise.
kumain.
Chat ko, this is how like we operate.
Yeah, ang ganda dyan. And then, and I can't wait to bring back my sisters-in-law who are traveling with Italian. But we have to end. So happy Mother's Day to you, Jeanette.
Happy Mother's
And
Day.
happy Mother's Day to all our viewers from Rojas. And
Thank you.
And to my mother-in-law.
Happy Mother's Day din,
Happy
to your
Mother's Day,
age.
and to Mia also.
Yes, thank you.
To my titas, Ian, Glenna, and to my cousins, Jera, who all joined in today because of Chair Tata. Happy Mother's Day to our barangay
Yes.
chairwoman.
Happy Mother's Day to all of the guests who
Yes, happy Mother's Day, and thank you for all the things that you do. Until next weekend, we have Quezon City District 3, your area yan, Ral. Councilor Pichi De Leon.
Okay.
All right, and something to help us with our neurolinguistics positive thinking. All right. Okay, bye everyone. Have a
Okay,
wonderful
thank you everyone. Happy weekend.
Happy weekend. Happy Mother's Day. How did I attend to it when I'm on broadcast?
Ano na nga ba ang nangyayari sa Pinas? May pagbabago ba? Umuunlad ba tayo? Kausapin natin ang iba't ibang namumuno sa mga lokal na pamahalaan at national agencies na sumusuporta sa mga proyekto para sa kaunlaran. Liputin natin ang iba't ibang lugar sa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao para malaman ang mga pagbabago at mga bagong destinasyon. Kilalanin kung sino-sino ang mga nasa LGU. Ano ba ang impact ng LGU sa araw-araw nating pamumuhay? Learn more about your city dito sa KPI, Kaunlaran at Pagbabago para sa inyo. KPI, Kaunlaran at Pagbabago para sa inyo. Samahan si Rachel Bonus at Raul Santos tuwing Sabado, 1:00 ng hapon, Philippine Time. KPI, Kaunlaran at Pagbabago para sa inyo. KPI, Kaunlaran at Pagbabago para sa inyo. Dito lang yan para sa inyo sa V81 Radio. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, the future of radio. This is your all hits, all Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. Ito ang radio mo. Ito ang radio ko. Dahil mahal namin kayo. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.